It is bright and early this morning, so I got my cup of coffee. Today we're going to be making breakfast freezer meals. I'm planning on making sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits, which I have those ingredients ready here. Sausage and bacon, egg, hash brown burritos, copycat Starbucks egg bites, and then if I'm feeling up to it, some big batch pancakes. I wanted to get some breakfast freezer meals into my freezer because whenever I wake up in the morning, I tend to just immediately get started with my day and skip breakfast, and I shouldn't be doing that. So that's why I wanted to get some breakfast prepped and in my freezer so I can just pop it in the microwave and have an easy breakfast ready to go. Enough chit chat, let's get started. We have 24 biscuits in the oven, so I'm making sure that I patty out 24 little sausage patties. I don't want them too big because I want them to fit nicely on the biscuits, and I only had this 2 pounds of pork sausage, and the rest was for the breakfast burritos. So I pulled the biscuits out of the oven. Now I am just working on getting the rest of the sausage patties all cooked through. And also, whenever I'm doing any big canning day or freezer meal day, I am always wearing comfortable clothes. So if you see me in a t-shirt and sweat shorts, just know I'm comfortable while I'm working on preserving and cooking up a bunch of food. In total, I'm going to be frying up 12 eggs, just as sandwich style eggs. So I'm popping the yolks, adding salt and pepper, and just letting them fry up. I'm going to be splitting the eggs in half. That's why I'm only frying up 12 and not 24. Now that we have all of the sausage patties cooked through, I'm going to be adding some home butchered pork sausage into my cast iron. This is pork that my family butchers every winter, and it's the best. I'm just breaking this pork sausage into not too big but not too small chunks, something that's just right for a burrito. I am just rinse and repeating with these eggs. I'm adding a little bit of avocado oil, 3 eggs, breaking the yolks, adding salt and pepper, separating the eggs from one another so I can flip them easily. And then pulling them out of the frying pan whenever they're done so I can continue making eggs. Our sausage was done, so I am pulling it out and letting it drain on a paper towel. And this was the last batch of eggs, so I'm getting those out, and I'm adding peppers and onions to saute down in the sausage grease. Don't want to waste that fat. I'm adding 12 eggs to my mixing bowl so we can get these scrambled up for the breakfast burritos. Seasoning these eggs, I'm adding garlic powder, onion powder, salt, pepper, and to make sure they stay nice and fluffy, I'm adding heavy whipping cream, or you could use milk. I didn't have quite enough heavy cream, so I just added a little water to my container and shook it around and got all the rest out. Now it's time to make these eggs, scrambled eggs. I'm adding a little bit more avocado oil to the peppers and onions so they can saute down more, and just getting these eggs all scrambled up. The pepper and onion mixture and the scrambled eggs are going into the breakfast burritos. I'm removing the biscuits from the trays so I can use the trays for hash browns. I'm putting avocado oil down on my trays, adding 1 bag of hash browns to each baking sheet, salting the potatoes, then giving everything a good mix, and then leveling it all out so it's in a nice even layer.
So the last ingredient for our burritos is the hash browns that I just threw in the oven. I'm gonna get them nice and crispy. And while those are baking, I'm gonna go ahead and get our biscuit sandwiches all made up.
I'm cutting the biscuits in half, adding a sausage patty, adding half of an egg, adding cheddar cheese, and then getting them individually wrapped in saran wrap.
I forgot to hit record, but I added some sausage into our eggs, peppers, and onions. You watched me throw in that cheese and just a little bit of biscuit that was left on our biscuit sheets. So I'm just giving it a good mix, and then I'm going to add some bacon. And this is just pre-cooked bacon. If I had more time, I would have cooked up my own bacon, but this is way easier. I'm gonna add cheddar cheese. And some hot sauce. So I don't have enough in here, so I'm just gonna add some from this jar. And this is the homemade hot sauce that I made, I believe, for my 3rd video, and it turned out really good. It was really foamy, when I canned it, so it siphoned a lot. So I just threw it in the freezer, and we've been enjoying it ever since. Now all I've got to add is the hash browns whenever they're done. I did save half of the breakfast sausage. I'm gonna go ahead and get this in a freezer bag and just put it in the freezer. If I want to add it to our burrito mixture, if I need more, I will. But I'd like to save this for future breakfast, lunch, dinners, whatever I want to use it for. I decided to add the rest of the hot sauce that was left in the jar, some more bacon, and more cheese. Now that our filling is all mixed up, I'm just going ahead and filling all of my tortillas. I am no burrito folding expert, and it doesn't really matter anyway because it's all going to taste the same, whether it looks pretty or not. I had filled up my one cookie sheet, so I just got my other one out and got parchment paper on it, so it will be easy cleanup. I'm gonna have this for breakfast and my husband will eat the rest. And I'm gonna get these packaged up and in the freezer. Instead of wasting a Ziploc bag on the burritos, I'm just using the tortilla bags and they will serve the same purpose. And I'm not planning on having these in the freezer for very long, maybe like a month or two. So I'm not worried about freezer burn. Now I'm gonna sit and eat my breakfast while my baby's taking his morning nap. I don't have enough eggs to make egg bites, so we're just gonna make that the next time I make some freezer meals. What I can make though is pancakes, so I'm gonna go ahead, once I finish my breakfast, I am going to whip up some pancakes. So I was gonna sit down and eat my breakfast. My Keurig is talking over there. I'm about to have my second cup of coffee. But this is so good. The scrambled eggs are nice and puffy. The breakfast sausage, the smoky bacon, the roasted peppers and onions, and then that little kick of hot sauce with the cheddar cheese. This is so good. I can't wait to have this wrapped up in a burrito, especially with a little hot sauce to dip it into. It's gonna be so good. I was gonna give the rest to my husband of what I didn't eat, and he just is missing out. He's gonna have to eat a burrito because I was eating it and, you know, I just couldn't stop. Okay, so we're moving on to the pancakes. I've got my baby here with me, so if you hear anything, it's him. I'm gonna start with 4 cups of flour. One-half cup of sugar. You could use whatever sweetener you would like. We're going to do 8 teaspoons of baking powder. And I will link this recipe in the description box. I don't have a recipe for the breakfast sandwiches or the burritos. I just did what I wanted to do. So you can kind of follow along to the video if you wanted to make it. Now we're doing 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And the last dry ingredient is 1 teaspoon of salt. Gonna give this a whisk. Now I've got my wet ingredients. I have 3.5 cups of milk. I'm gonna add 1/2 cup of butter, which is just 1 stick. I'm gonna melt this down some more. While I have that in the microwave, I'm gonna put in 2 eggs. All right, I'm gonna whisk these eggs in. I'm gonna add the rest of the butter. And then I'm gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now, time to just add the wet to the dry. All right, we're all mixed up. You want to make sure not to over mix it. We want it nice and fluffy. So now I'm going to get my cast iron heating up and we're going to get these on the stove. So I've got my skillet on a low medium heat. So I'm just going to put a pat of butter in, stir it around, and then we'll get our pancakes in and just repeat until all the batter's gone. So the way to tell when your pancakes need flipped is when they're dry around the outside and then there's bubbles in the middle. I'm using a 1/4 measuring cup to scoop out my pancake batter, and I'm able to fit 4 pancakes in my 12-inch cast iron. It was lunchtime and I offered my husband a burrito or a biscuit sandwich, and he wanted both, so I warmed up both for him and he said they were delicious. On these big cooking days, I continuously do dishes throughout, so I'm not overwhelmed with dishes at the end.
So we got 24 breakfast sandwiches made, 24 breakfast burritos, and a bunch of pancakes all set to go into the freezer. On those days where I just don't feel like making breakfast, I'll sure be glad that I have these in the freezer. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.